What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday. Comics News Weekly is back. Hope everybody had an amazing 4th of July holiday. And let's get back in the seats, butts in the seats, and let's talk some news. Let's talk some information. I'm excited to be hanging out with everybody tonight. Excited to talk with you guys in the chat. We got a couple of Star Wars topics tonight. Like, I hope everybody saw that Ahsoka trailer today, and everybody saw the Journey to Ahsoka piece before that. And what's going on with Kathleen Kennedy this week? And if you're trying to piece that together, how about you piece together the new Lego set information that's coming out that's dropping some tidbits there about Ahsoka? Oh, I can't wait to get in this tonight. And but before we do that, we got to welcome the guests, right? Feels like it's been a hot minute, but I'm so glad he's here. Hopefully he doesn't melt in the 110, 115 degree heat tonight. But McClay, brother, how's it going?
It is hot. It is hot out here. That's for sure. It's going good though, dude. I'm glad to be here,
dude. Man, I feel you. Like, I think you guys are headed for breaking the streak for days above 110. I think.
Yeah, dude. It's ridiculous out here right now. But you know what's funny? Me and my best friend who do a show every Thursday night called the Bogcast, we were talking about the other day about being kids out here. We grew up out here, and we didn't care. You know, we would go through the heat, but as you get older, it feels like the heat just kind of like, as soon as you walk outside, the sun just like wicks life away from you, you know, as you get older. But man, when we were kids, we would spend all day out in the heat. We didn't care. We would drink it out of front hoses in people's front lawns, and it was a different thing, man.
The ice cream truck carried a different meaning back then too.
Oh yes, dude.
And I get it, man. It's like walking into a wall of heat, and you can just start feeling that time tick off of you.
Yep.
Speaking of time, I'm so excited that the next guest has been able to make time again. As busy as he is, man, all the fans, all the paparazzi falling around everywhere. Let's welcome Ryan Rhynoverse. What's up, brother?
Paparazzi. Speaking of ice cream, the best part of summers is the dreamsicle. If you don't know what the dreamsicle, it's where it's at right here. This is how you beat the heat in the summer in H-Town.
The final bite.
But yeah, I remember we used to jam. I used to like to roll around in my car with the speakers blaring, my windows down. I'm like, I don't care how hot it is. I'm gonna roll around and let everyone hear the metal coming out of my car. Just rock it and roll it. Now I'm like, F that. There ain't no way I'm rolling around without my AC on. I was stupid for doing that. But it does. It feels like as you get older, man, it feels like if the heat is just it starts winning rounds for sure.
Yeah, I don't mind heat, but when you walk out the door and it's like you're walking through a wall, like a literal wall of a 30-degree difference, 40-degree difference, that delta temperature difference is just nope.
Not that fun. Like the here in Houston, the amount of humidity, man. If you're out there for less than if you're out there for 2 minutes, you're already starting to sweat through your shirt. It's crazy.
Speaking of sweating, you know what's got me sweating tonight, guys? That Ahsoka trailer dropping today, the Journey to Ahsoka dropping the other day, and we've got quite a bit of Ahsoka news. And I'm curious if you guys saw that information, but did you guys see the Lego set information that came about?
No, this is new to me.
Oh man, this is why I pulled this up. Ryan, did you see it?
I did not see the Lego thing. Well, no. I might have saw a glimpse of it, but I didn't have time to see it all the way through.
I know. Like when I dropped the links in the chat and you guys get a moment to look at them like the day before, but it's still, you got to have time to process that. But what's really interesting is we always kind of follow like Lego drops and information for kind of information on what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And they reveal a bit of a change to character and teases the ghost return. So without reading through the whole article, it's super cool to see this.
That is cool.
That they're
bringing blow back it up?
The ghost, and I'm going to see if I can blow that up.
You could click on it. It'll take you to the Twitter link, I think.
It did, and that's as big as it's getting at the moment. Oh, it's because I'm not sharing the right tab.
That's badass.
See if I can upload those and kind of share them a little bit better. What was interesting about this is over all the years, we've always kind of paid attention to Legos and what they're adding to the sets to give us some information. And what some keen people kind of found as they compared here, it looks like they're confirming Jace for that set.
Oh yeah.
Hera and Kanan's son for that set. So what does that mean for possibly the Ahsoka show? Is there that's the question I'm kind of asking myself and wondering if people in the chat or people watching on the rewind are kind of thinking, does this mean we potentially are getting Jace or Jason for the show?
Yeah.
I kind of wonder. I mean, he
For
played a
sure.
pretty
She's
big
at
role.
least going to mention him, right?
Yeah.
She's at least going to talk about him.
I don't know, but I think the biggest piece that really got me excited about this is if he's confirmed in the show. If they don't talk about it or we don't really drop any information on like timeline wise, the age of Jace kind of gives you an idea of the timeline that's elapsed since we last saw him, right? How long Ezra's potentially been gone? How long Grand Admiral Thrawn's potentially been gone?
So they're saying he's expected to be introduced in there. So yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is confirmed to play live action. Hera Ahsoka. There's evidence her son will make his official debut as well.
So it's not just the Lego set dropping that, but there's an article on it too.
Well, there's people that are suggesting, yeah.
But what the fisheye looking dude? What's his name?
The fisheye looking dude.
The Admiral Akbar looking dude.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Admiral Akbar. I forget the exact type, but what's interesting about this is I'm going to pull up the trailer here in a minute, and we're not monetized or anything. I'm just going to run the trailer while we're watching because it's funny that comes up because I'll just pull this back up again. In the trailer, you get to see the guy in tan, and you get to see the guy in blue. Actually, when you look for him standing in the background a bit. So that was pretty cool to see too.
Play it. Let's play it. Let's see it.
The trailer was amazing. Yeah, I'm trying to get back in that groove, man. Trailer was amazing. I can't tell you guys how many people messaged me today talking about that and how good it was. The Ghost pre-order is up, and I think they dropped the price a little bit too. There it is. 9 hours ago, 2.3 million views already.
Wow. Yeah, people are stoked. I mean, this is a big deal. This could make or break Star Wars going in the future from a lot of people, especially with the news we're going to talk about after it.
I can't wait to get further into this. Let me know if you guys can't hear it, say something, but it should come across pretty good.
Nope.
We can't hear it.
Nope. You gotta when you go to share it, make sure you click use volume. So you need to close that and then totally get rid of it. And then when you go to do the share screen, make sure the little thing at the bottom left of the square says
use volume.
I didn't know that was a thing on StreamYard. Learn something new every day.
Bada boom.
Here we go. Window. See, this worked last time. Let's make sure this works this time.
Nope.
No?
No.
No sound.
I'll share it. Let me share it. I got it. I got it.
I think the program that you're using is one I would have moved to at some point because StreamYard, this used to work. Jolly, what's up? You used to be able to just pull it straight up on StreamYard and just let it roll.
Hold on here.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
But when McClay runs it, it rolls right off of that.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Well, so the key is that you do that thing with. Hold on here. All right. Share screen. I do entire screen, and then I do share system audio, and then choose the screen.
Oh, yep. I clicked the wrong tab.
So, all right, here we go.
There you go.
There you go.
It's inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
Oh,
Badass. That's badass too, how it was read like that.
Yeah.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you'd never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me.
Right there.
Another one.
You and I both.
That shot looking at Hera while she's talking. Right there. Those are the two characters. Those got to be the two from the Lego set.
Yeah.
So that's part of the Ghost crew.
Yep.
Prevent another one.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
She cuts her hair just like Kanan does.
Yep. It's badass, dude.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
World Beyond Worlds, right?
Here to discuss my past.
Wrong.
What's that?
The World Beyond Worlds. That whole.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man,
Everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin's
Right there.
Yep. Gotta be.
chubbing up. I'm chubbing up.
I can't wait to get to the comments here in the chat.
Oh man,
This looks good, dude.
This
Strong.
is
highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
literally have goosebumps. Literally goosebumps everywhere. This is gonna be the greatest Star Wars thing to happen in the last 20 years, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. Mandalorian, I think is probably the greatest thing to happen to Star Wars in the last 20 years. Because if Mandalorian didn't happen, none of this would have happened, and Star Wars would have been terrible.
That's a good point.
Mandalorian's the only thing to save Star Wars, man. And Mandalorian is taking his shit too, but cross your fingers that there's no more Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, I know. And everybody's talking about chubbing up and expectations in check. The trailer was amazing. I can't stop. There's 9 hours in, the trailer's dropped, and there's almost 2.5 million views. Definitely has people's attention. Rosario as Ahsoka was phenomenal. If you guys hadn't seen the Journey to Ahsoka trailer that dropped the day or two before that, where they actually go back to 2017 and show the clip of her on one of those morning news channels talking about, hey, the internet's pushing and doing petitions for me to play in Ahsoka in Star Wars, and I think it was it Lucasfilms or Star Wars, some social media account for Disney Plus or Lucasfilms didn't follow anybody except for it started following Rosario Dawson. It was just hilarious. The look back to 2017 when they were talking about
her going on that show saying that the internet wants her to be Ahsoka, and all that craziness.
Yeah. Speaking of the internet, McClay, what else is the internet clamoring for lately?
Yeah. Kathleen Kennedy's job.
You want your
right?
head.
Yeah. I know Wood sent this article a couple of days ago, but it is not the only article coming out talking about Kathleen Kennedy fired by Lucasfilm. This article talked about explaining the rumor, and I think I gave up even reading halfway through because all of a sudden it's just there's so many YouTubers and other people out there creating videos that stating that it's not necessarily a rumor anymore, right?
Yeah. Well, the problem is it's been a rumor so many times, and we get our hopes up too many times. You know.
Yeah, unsubstantiated claim has been traced to a Twitter user who is known for leaking Disney news, but has spotty track record for accuracy. And they go on to say a small but vocal subset of Star Wars fans want Kennedy gone. That's like the most flip-flopped description of the Star Wars fandom. I think like 80% of the Star Wars fandom, I'm exaggerating probably a little bit, a larger bulk of the Star Wars fandom has wanted this move for some time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I hear the most probably with Star Wars from folks is that they just don't like the direction she's taken. Now she was handpicked by Lucas, right?
Yeah.
But
I think listen, man, after Indiana Jones happened and it was yeah, people were so let down by Indiana Jones. I mean, I heard somebody say the other day that Indiana Jones made them realize that Harrison Ford plays the same fucking character in every movie. And he realized Harrison Ford can't act, that it's just Harrison Ford. That's probably who he is in real life. He's just that jerk, dickhead, kind of guy. And he plays that in every film. And now he's just old Harrison Ford. And it kind of made me realize, like, that's pretty ridiculous. If the sentiment is that bad where people are starting to not like Harrison Ford, there's a problem. Big problem.
Yeah. I like Harrison.
Yeah, fucking A. How can you not? But when a movie's making people that love the actor start hating the actor, there's a problem, man.
Yeah, I think what the most of us in the comic book community, most everybody, and anybody watching this on the replay will agree that writing for movies and TV over the last handful of years hasn't been great. And then to try to reinvigorate a series with one last film again, you'd think they'd tighten down the thumb screws, right? You think they'd come out with something a little bit more spectacular. But pretty much everybody I'm seeing in the community says it did okay. It was the Indiana Jones that it did okay, but nobody's like really, really ranting and raving about how amazing it was. They said it's got some bright spots to it, but it has a couple of bad spots too.
Yeah,
lukewarm essentially is how everybody kind of feels. So why go through that? Why was Kennedy? Was it Kennedy pushing for that last Indiana Jones films? Or the last film?
for the last 5 years. We've known that she wanted to do a film where it basically hands the mantle over to a female Indy. That has been rumored for 5 years, man. She's been working on this idea and this thought process for 5 years. And everybody kind of had the idea that, well, if she hasn't been fired yet and this doesn't do it, then she'll never be gone. Well, I think this finally made people realize that she's just
straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, she's disconnected with what the populace, with what Star Wars fans or Indiana Jones fans want. She just doesn't get it.
Fans in general, maybe it's. Have we seen a solid movie out of Kathleen Kennedy's reign, so to speak, or you know what I mean?
No. Name one.
I can't. That's
why. And here's another thing. Any Star Wars fans out there that tells you that they actually liked the sequels, I'm sorry. either they're saying that just for an argument, or they don't know they're not real Star Wars fans. Those movies were terrible, were horrible, and the only good things in those movies, as a Star Wars fan, they didn't care about. Captain Phasma, cool as hell. She had like 2 minutes in the film, right? Bringing Luke back, they ruined it. They that was the biggest thing. We all wanted badass Luke. They turned Luke into a pussy. They didn't want to do this. They didn't want to continue the Skywalker saga, but so they, instead of making her a Skywalker, they made her a Palpatine. Big mistake. You should have just left her Skywalker. Like, we want Skywalker saga. Like, it's so disconnected, and the even the actors who played the roles realize that. Look at what with Finn, like that character was such a waste. Why did we even care about that character with the last one? There was these storylines didn't make you care about the characters, and the ones you did care about didn't have much to do on the screen. And then they ruined the characters that we really loved. Like, I'm sorry, but when I think of Princess Leia now, I can't get that image of her floating through space out of my head. You know what I mean?
Well, isn't that why Harrison Ford didn't he say he was done, and that's why they wrote it the way they did for that movie? Was he was done? He wanted to be out.
What a waste, right? You think just because he's done, you have to kill him off like that? Like, that was kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I know. The numbers don't lie, and that's what they're kind of using to prop those movies up. Is they look at the numbers, 1.3 billion. I think I thought I saw for The Last Jedi, and it's like, yeah, but money doesn't make the movie good. It just means a lot of people went and saw it.
Yeah, and felt terrible after walking out.
I mean, that's been a point of contention and a topic of discussion for many, many years, is how it essentially continued dividing a community that was already kind of starting to divide, and just further push that away is that you get some new people that liked it a lot. Well, they didn't have the same kind of history going in, or maybe the same views, but
yes, yeah, they didn't love it. They probably weren't as big as fans, as the people that have been doing it for 30 years at that point, 35 years at that point,
Yeah. So I didn't know what to take of it when we kind of look at this article and talked about the rumor explained. So I set this show up. We got the links together, and I couldn't even get halfway through the article because every time I started looking and searching for more information, I'm finding more and more information about it not even being a rumor anymore. Even Star Wars Theory, the biggest Star Wars channel on YouTube, states that he had legitimate sources from Lucasfilm confirm that she's being fired. I didn't finish watching his video yet. I need to. I wish I had a little bit more context to come off of that. But you guys search Star Wars Theory if you guys hadn't seen that, where he talks about it. It's only like a 10-minute video. I'll go back and finish it later. But why would the biggest Star Wars channel confirming that he has an insider in Lucasfilm and confirming that insider's confirming that she is being fired, he wouldn't just do that as clickbait. It's the biggest Star Wars channel on YouTube. It's the guy
channel reputation of his channel off.
Right. That's putting that information out there on his own channel and using his own subscriber base to inform them of that. Like, that's putting his own kind of channel under question if that's not legitimate. So I want to finish watching that and see what happens. But now it seems like it's such a mixed pool. Like McClay said, it's been years that this rumor has been floating around. And now if it's actually being substantiated and actually happening, will we get 100% confirmation? I mean, she's a year away from her contract ending, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe at the same time that she is a year away, maybe they've been saying to her this whole time, like, if this doesn't work, you're gone. We've given you too many chances. We don't care if you're a year away, and Indiana Jones did not work.
So it makes you wonder who was the driving force or the creative director with the High Republic scenario. Wasn't that Kennedy and her group?
Yes.
And if she is fired and she's leaving, what is that? Your rhetorical question here. What does that do for High Republic? And we know now that a lot of this, our suspicions are confirmed now. Our suspicions from a year or two ago or 2 years ago, where they were pumping out or creating a lot of this comic book content for content beyond that, streaming media and movies and other content beyond that. We kind of saw this happening and saw what we thought was going to happen is actually coming to fruition. But does that come under question now, or are they going to push through with that?
Where'd you go?
Did I freeze up?
No.
Did we lose McClay?
I think McClay. Yeah, his galaxy stopped right in the back.
Oh, I thought that was me for a hot minute because I heard "Where'd you go?" and I'm like, "Oh crap!"
He must have been fading away.
Oh, there he'll be back. It might be the heat.
Obscurity.
The heat finally melted those cables. I gotta see what book Houdat has coming up. Star Wars pickup. I know he's a big Ahsoka fan and Star Wars fan like myself, and I'm curious on what he's got going. McClay, the heat getting to you, huh?
I don't know. Everything just shut down.
She would step down before they fire her. I don't think so. I mean, it's her drive and her vision and her brand. What she wants to do is what she wants to do. If they disagree with it, she's not going to step away from what she owns and what she's in charge of, right?
Who knows? That's the other thing. Like in reality, what's really going on, nobody ever knows. There's probably a lot of gray in between that relationship,
Mm-hmm.
So
I just know I'm really excited.
I just hope she's gone.
I'm really excited to see what the next couple of months brings with Ahsoka, the 2 episode premiere dropping that Wednesday. We're about 5.5, 6 weeks away.
Yep.
I'm only maybe 2 or 3, 4 business days from getting CGC to ship back that Clone Wars, that double signed Clone Wars 1. I mean, we're waiting on pins and needles for that because for anybody that's been following on Instagram, we've been posting updates, and they bumped us out of the modern tier to an express tier, which funny doesn't really exist anymore. Charge us an additional $70 for that. So that book coming back and getting unboxed right before Ahsoka, it's like going to be sitting right next to the TV screen when we watch the show.
Not bad,
dude. It's
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just constantly goosebumps whenever I think about it.
Would you ever sell that book?
No, that book is a gift to my wife, who cosplays as Ahsoka regularly at comic book conventions. And we have a copy of Clone Wars 1 graded, and we have a raw copy for reading. But I wanted her to have that experience of meeting Ashley Eckstein and Matt Lantern and doing the double signing and doing it at a con, and wanted to have a lot of fun with it and create a really cool memory and a really cool experience for her, and then gift her it was for the book and the signing, the event, all that was for Mother's Day. It's just taken a bit to get it back from grading.
Nice.
This is intentional, Three Rivers says.
What's intentional?
The
Kathleen Kennedy stuff?
Yeah. Bad Indiana Jones.
You think she's doing it intentionally? Wow.
Interesting.
That is very interesting.
Well, he talks about a little bit of a pattern before that. Male characters like Luke and Indy are deconstructed, made to look old and broken and inconsequential. Standard agenda with Disney. I mean, I can kind of piece that together in my head. I guess I just don't really look. I really kind of look at a lot of content with a broader brush stroke and don't kind of pick up on some of that stuff. But I mean, when you kind of dig into it a bit,
well, Disney is definitely feeling the burn right now in multiple areas of the company.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make money. That is all. I mean, yeah, that's
Star Wars. I feel like is that IP that you just don't want to mess with. It's like it stands on its own. It's like you take the entire Marvel universe. It's like whatever you kind of expected, but with Star Wars, you just don't want to mess with. Their fans are very rabid. They're very like, look, do whatever you want with Marvel. Don't fuck with our shit, man. You just feel that from them. That's just how I feel about from those fans. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that about them, I'm a casual fan. I'm as hardcore as some of the, as Andy and whatnot. But I enjoyed the movies a lot. But it really feels like they're like, don't mess with our stuff, man.
Well, I wonder that too. His theory here is that their losses are being made whole by other entities too. That kind of makes sense, being Disney, but they can't bleed forever. And this is kind of cool. It rolls into what Cosmic One has to say. And why would they do it before Ahsoka? I have a suspicion and a hope and a dream that they're doing this right before Ahsoka, if this is true and factual, because during or after Ahsoka, can we please get Filoni and Favreau in charge of all of it? Star Wars? All of it.
Yes. I agree.
Mean, seriously, if Ahsoka is cash or is gonna be the gem that we're all hoping it is and what it looks like it is because of the creative team that's behind it and everything that's happening with there, that's just like the icing on the top of the cake to show that they need to be running all of it, Star Wars.
Yeah. I agree. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe they were offered it and they didn't want it.
Maybe. Or maybe they were offered it in a way that didn't give them 100% control or what they needed. I think actually hasn't Filoni kind of said some of that he's kind of staying in his lane because he can do what he wants to do where he's at now. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he has said that, I think, before. I believe so.
I could be wrong on that, but Brad, don't give me that bad juju to 8.5. I mean, CGC doesn't bump books out of a tier because they get less graded lower or are worth less. They bump those things because they want the money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm feeling it. This is going to be the motivation that I really, really am looking forward to. Kind of getting back into the swing of things after a holiday with a busy summer. We all kind of know that YouTube slows down a little bit. Everybody goes outside and goes camping and swimming, and there's lots of great activities. And now I feel like Ahsoka is the push that I want motivationally to get back into kind of content creation and things like that leading into this fall.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way. I'm just on coast until San Diego, and then after San Diego, I got a bunch of goals and plans that I'm trying to hit. So, but until San Diego, it's just coast right now. I got a week and a half and trying to get ready for that. I'm really excited to seeing a lot of people that's the whole reason for going out there to San Diego, in my opinion, is to see all your friends from around the country, go hang out and enjoy some time together type deal and talk about comics. So,
dude, how hard was it for you to get a ticket?
So, you ready for this? I don't have a ticket.
Are you working? Are you working a booth?
No, I am. So I figure I have so many friends out there that I figure I'll end up finding a ticket, but I don't even really care to spend much time in the con. If I do get a ticket, I only plan on being in the con like 3 hours a day. If I get lucky and if I find a ticket, Wednesday night and Thursday, I'll probably use those days to like hustle and get the things I want. And then the rest of the time, I'm just going to be hanging out. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to all the like little parties that, companies throw and seeing everybody there. And then all the little bars in the Gaslamp district. We got a nice little place right in the middle of the Gaslamp. So we can just kind of walk back and forth. I don't have to, if I want to, run back to the apartment, it's not going to take half my day to do so, you know what I mean? So that'll be good. I don't plan on doing a lot of walking, even though everything is around there. I just plan on posting up, man. Just posting up. So we'll see how that all plays out. And San Diego is going to be 75 degrees supposedly about that time. So it's going to be, yeah, man, I'm going to be enjoying it. Just hanging out.
Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. Have you ever been to San Diego Comic-Con?
Oh yeah. Like, it's probably like my 7th or 8th time.
Oh, wow. That's a bucket list one for us. No, Ryan's not okay. Ryan has a puppy, and that puppy has consistently chewed on electrical cords every time we go live. In fact, last 2 weeks ago, before the holiday, Ryan and I were live. That puppy chewed up 4 charging cables underneath his desk. So pray for Ryan and his puppy. I'm excited for you, man. That's a bucket list con for us. We'd like to fly out and be able to do what you're doing. Ryan, how are you?
Yeah, this dog is annoying the crap. I'm gonna break this dog.
I love puppies, but man, yours sound like it came straight from hell.
Man, I tell you, this is it's not even my puppy. It just lives in my house with the other people live in my house. That's their puppy.
Ryan, have you ever been to San Diego Comic-Con?
I have not. It's always been something that's been like one of those. Got to do it one time, so at least one time, but never had the opportunity to go yet.
Now you got to show the puppy.
Oh no! I just threw it in its cage.
Okay, that's fair.
It's in prison right now.
Yeah.
No more
I'll
chewed
bring
up
it on
tubes
next
tonight.
time.
Yeah. It's a bucket. Yeah, like I said, it's a bucket list thing for us. We'd eventually like to fly out and do that. We, Sarah didn't get to go to Heroes Con, but that was a recent one that I went to and flew out on and absolutely had an amazing time, except for getting stuck at the airport on the way back for almost 2 days. But dude, you're gonna be gone all next week then, right? Like you're flying out that Tuesday and Wednesday.
They're calling
me?
Yeah, Brian.
I'm probably gonna be driving out. I don't know what's the plan yet. I'll either hitch a ride with we'll see what maybe if Bird City's got an extra spot for me on the ride out there, or Jesse. If not, I'll get a flight, but I plan on just hitching a ride with somebody out there. I told Anthony and Laura I'll pay your guys' gas to get out there, and whatever their lunch for the day if they got an extra spot for me. And same with Jesse.
Definitely a love-hate relationship. The fullest to 10th degree.
This one's good. What did you guys think about the announcement of Guy Gardner being played by Nathan?
I don't think it's Guy Gardner. I think it's Alan Scott.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's Alan Scott. I think Guy Gardner's got to be young. Guy Gardner has got to be kind of like a dickhead, but I guess Nathan Fillion could be a good dickhead, but I feel like Nathan Fillion's probably going to be Alan Scott. He's a little bit older now. But did they say Guy Gardner?
I don't know. I didn't even get it.
I feel like they said an unnamed Green Lantern.
I feel
the
like
other characters are JSA characters also, right? They're Mr. Terrific and Hawk Girl. So it sounds like they're putting a JSA together, and Justice Society of America. That was the Alan Scott Green Lantern, but could be wrong.
Yeah, all I saw, I didn't see any names on any advertisements. I saw it typed in, whenever somebody posts something in the description. So it's what other people were surmising, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting. That changes everything. I thought they were going to be he was going to be Alan Scott. That's interesting. I think it's cool that James Gunn has decided to just restart everything with how bad everything has been. And if he's going to do that, I think it's cool to maybe start with just, do you think maybe he'll go like start in the 1930s and do it like DC did? They started with the Golden Age characters. He could do that. He could do Wonder Woman and Superman because they were part of those teams, and then later on it became the Justice League later on with Batman and Hal Jordan and you have all those Golden Age characters. I'm just saying, and it'd be smart to maybe start in a 1930s era for the movie and move forward. So
right with anything DC, I'm not putting my faith in one area or other. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens because I can never.
It's bad. Yeah, it's that bad.
Yeah.
What did you ultimately think of The Flash? I can't remember.
I didn't even see it. So there was the everybody that went to Heroes Con, there was a private screening that Thursday night. My flight didn't get in time for the private screening, and pretty much the consensus was there were one or two people that really liked it, and everybody else walked out of the theater like, no good. And I mean, there was a lot of people that went to that private screening. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even bother to go see it. This is just kind of that. I'm stuck in that summer lull where I'm not really motivated about comic books or movies or anything going on. It's hot, it's busy. You want to be out doing stuff with your family or playing Diablo 4 in my case.
Yeah, or not doing stuff with your family and sitting at home inside AC. That's like kind of like, we're like, oh man, go out. Ugh, it's tough.
Yeah. I don't know. But I am getting motivated for tomorrow, which is
Book day.
new comic book day.
Do.
I have been successful in my week-to-week budget so far. I'm seeing another $40 week, which is right where I want to be.
I have not.
I was sitting in a dark room and eating candy. That sounds like my life every night playing Diablo 4 when I don't have anything going on. Big old glass of ice water and some gummy worms.
I've been freezing my gummy bears. If you have never tried it,
yes,
gummy bears and freeze them. Mm-hmm. Man, that is a good summer treat.
Speaking of Disney,
the Amazing Spider-Man book that's coming out this week is the Captain Marvel #1 homage with Minnie Mouse. This is the 1 in 100. It's the issue 29, but this is the one I like. I really like this Lobo cover. This Lobos is so badass.
Ooh, damn, that's bad.
Yeah, right? Doesn't that look good?
Wow, that does look good.
There.
So that's
is that Lobos. A cover A or is that a variant? It says variant edition, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's I think it's the 616 guys maybe or Comic Mint. This is the John Jiang one.
Probably one of the coolest artists I've ever met.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's that. What else is there? There is also
a weird looking Edge of Spider-Verse. Golly, that's a weird looking cover.
Yeah.
Even the one that he just had up?
Yeah.
It's the one with
Gwen?
No, it's got
Oh, you mean the title.
Yeah, it's Edge of Spider-Verse. And it's got like Peter Parker, but I think he's got eyes on his face and legs coming out of his back.
I don't see that.
It's on Edge of Spider-Verse. So if you see Edge of Spider-Verse #2.
Yeah, they're on #4 right now.
It's a second print. It's David Garden. That is freaking a weird looking cover.
Yeah, here's something smart. Pick up your free DC manga sampler. That's something smart DC's doing.
This is a good one. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one's pretty dope.
They're going to do a series. I know it. Got to collect them all. This is like that Adam Hughes Catwoman, right?
Yep. There's the cover B. There's the retailer incentive.
Oh.
And then there's the 1 in 25 right there. So, and then there's another one that's going to be available, but don't know it yet. So there's that. The Star Wars ones are interesting. The Darth Vader book this week.
A throwback to that miniseries.
Yep.
Bounty Hunters.
And then they're also doing Bounty Hunters too. So these are the Jerry Ordway variants, trade dress variants. This Scarlet Witch cover is interesting, but when you look at it, it's just the design is really good, but the art, I just don't like her face. Her face looks, I don't know what it is, but it's very well designed cover.
That's is that an homage to Bewitched?
It's the 1 in 25 cola variant. So it could be an homage to Bewitched, yeah.
I get Bewitched vibes from.
Yeah. It's cool, man.
I can't pull look at this thing here.
It's very cool. Web of Carnage #1. This is the 1 in 25 La Roca.
I always love La Roca covers.
Yeah.
That's a weird looking cover too.
Yeah. The X-Force. This is the X-Force 42 variant. This is the Stoko variant or Stokey variant.
Wow.
But I really like how detailed this is.
That must have taken a lot of time.
Yeah. Of course, the Savage Dragon 266 variant. This is the one to get. This is the one. A lot of these we talked about on FOC So they look familiar. They just all look familiar to me right now. But I remember this one really sticking out, being like, this is probably going to be a book that in a year is going to be like a $50, $60 book. Just because Savage Dragon variants like that sell for big money. Death Dealer, this is the 1 in 5 variant, and it's actually a decent NES cover. It's 8-bit on this right here. This part looks really good. Where they put Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer looks good. Where they put Opus looks good. Again, Opus Comics just doing good things. They continue to put out. Yeah, they continue to put out good shit.
I put that cover in the private chat.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. This is the second print we were talking about.
Ryan, that's bad.
That's the weirdest thing ever, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
rough.
rough.
Wait, look at that thing. What the hell is that?
That's Ben Reilly, right?
It gotta be.
He's got eyes on his face.
It's Chad Yarden. David Yarden.
It's not bad. It's not terrible art. It just, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. That's what I'm saying. It's the weirdest cover I've ever seen. Like that's not ever seen, but that's a weird ass cover.
The Night Terrors are starting to come out, and the badass Dead Man cover. This is Night Terrors #1. It's such a great Dead Man cover. And then there's a couple good variants for this. That's a pretty good one right there. It's the cardstock variant. There's the neon.
Oh, Blacklight Special.
Whoa.
Yep. And then that right there is the 1 in 25. A lot of people are talking about this. Good looking.
Think Now, Die Later.
I like that. I really like the trade dress. I like kind of that throwback look.
Old school. Yeah. So it is cardstock. So be on the lookout. And this is the 1 in 50.
That's just too much like Daredevil and Batman.
That is exactly like Daredevil.
Well, it's neither. It's Batman and Deadman. Or sorry, it's not Daredevil. It's Batman and Deadman crossed.
Yeah, it looks exactly like Daredevil.
Yeah.
He had to have known that. I mean, but I guess he had to put it together, I guess.
The Night Terror covers are starting with the Dustin Wen covers. I suggest people just grab all the Dustin Wen covers. Look how badass they are. This is one. Here's another.
Ooh.
Right? This is the best one so far.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is legit. It's just a head. That's crazy.
And then the Robin's really good too. So again, I suggest that you guys pick up, all of these. Just pick them all up.
So he did those lines like that so you can notice that there was no body underneath there.
Yeah.
That's why he did those lines on there.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Hold on. Let me find that. There we go.
Because without those lines, you would think a body there, but yeah.
There's another good cover. Look at this cover. This is the regular cover.
Wow.
So she's like, I got you, babe.
Yeah. That's a good one. This is a good one too. This is the Miko Suyan cardstock variant.
This feels like a really, really, really solid opportunity for me to jump in, start reading a DC #1.
Yeah. And this is the Riley Rossimo variant. So,
do you know the premise behind Night Terrors?
So basically, it's like their own each individual nightmares, and there's this new character called Insomnia.
It does. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like an event,
mini series or maxi series kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
There is a good Red Goblin cover, and then the second print of Void Rivals does drop this week. It's got another start.
That thing's badass. Also, you have the Dark Ride #7, 1 in 25 by Fleeks.
I absolutely love that. Wow.
Yeah. And then this is the Batman Incorporated 1 in 25, where it has all the new Joker crew on it. They were doing design variants of each one of these, and now they're all together. So it's pretty dope. And then Fallen Friend has a 1 in 25 Lobos cover. So Pretty cool stuff.
I went to get that to make sure I had my name on the list to get that second print of Void Rivals, and my LCS is like, "Oh yeah, we'll have to special order that." I'm like, "You have to special order it?" And they're like, "Yeah, like y'all don't have it coming in like already." Like they're like, "No, we didn't." I'm like, "Do y'all have any number ones left?" And they're like, "No, none of our stores have them because they have multiple stores here in the Houston area." And they're like, how do you not order any second prints if you have no first prints at all?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I mean,
like,
if they've got a demand for selling, then you'd think they would have ordered some.
yeah, they said that I was like, oh, they're like, yeah, we didn't realize how big the demand would be on that first print. I'm like, so why wouldn't you pick up like automatically order second prints? But I hope they're like, so I ordered it last week, so I'm hoping that I get a copy of it, but we'll see.
Maybe they didn't have. Maybe nobody asked about it until after they placed their order. Who knows?
Well, they blew out. I don't know. They blew out every copy out of like 6 stores, and like I was like, because I didn't get a number one at all. So I actually legit need a first copy. Or
McClay, that issue 1, was it the 1 in 100? That was the spoiler cover.
Yeah,
that I was quite surprised. That's been out a month now, right? Like the second print's hitting. It's been a month. I'm really interested to see what happens with that book over the next 2 or 3 months, because I'm surprised it hasn't already gone down a fair bit. Like it's still holding more value than I anticipated.
Dude, it's selling for a crap load. Like 9/8 are on the market right now, and it's selling for a lot right now.
Three, 400 for that 1 in 1 for the 1 in 100.
Yeah,
you can get them raw for about a little over $1.
Last one I saw was approaching 200 for raw one.
Yeah, I've seen him for a little about $1. I think that it will cool. I'm hoping it's going to cool off sometime too, because that's what I'm going to try to go and get these first copies.
Well, if it's a 1 in 100 and it's going for 100, that's not a good sign.
That's ratio, yeah.
A month later.
But see, like there's you just saw there was a one for, I thought I saw one for 100 or something like that.
9/8 are selling for around 475 to 500. But look at this right here, you guys are gonna trip.
That's the standout I saw earlier. I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm guessing that they did that. They had that Daniel Warren Johnson sketch done at Heroes Con.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I saw a bunch of our friends walking around with similar sketch cards that size with their own stuff.
Yeah, this might be Clutch or Drew. Oh no, this is the Comic Monster.
That is just a badass cover. There's just the cover.
Sounds familiar, the Comic Monster.
This is
Fredericksburg. So cool, the rest of the covers had nothing like that on there except for the 1 in 100 that had that on there. That's really cool. That's just a really sick cover, man. He hit a home run.
$2,000.
Wow.
Came with the sketch, and I don't like the sketch on the book, but this one's cool.
Was there a sketch on the book too?
It's a face.
See it? It's a face.
Oh, that's really hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Transformers is one of the series I collected. There was a 87, I think Transformers 87 or 83, something like that series that came out. I liked that series a lot. It was the lies or secret lies or something along that line. It was pretty good, and so we talked about this and everything, and that I just didn't get it on my freaking poll list. I was so pissed.
So a month later, double ratio. I'm seeing some over double ratio as far as raw books. Oh, 275.
Yeah, those are older. Those are closer to release.
July 1st. Yeah.
July 1st. Yeah, but still, that was last week.
Yeah, July 1st was last week. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, pretty amazing. We'll see if when this starts to drop. It should be soon.
It might start dropping with the second print, because there's another Jetfire on the cover. That second print looks badass too, though. God, that's
the second print looks way better than the first print, 1 in 100. They should have chose this for the 1 in 100, and they should have done the second print as the 1 in 100.
Yeah, because it's like from the story almost. Yeah.
Yeah, vice versa. They should have flipped them. So they should have chose this as the 1 in 100, and the one they used for the 1 in 100 they should have used as a second print, because it's the final splash page, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's interesting. I mean, basically, we're all kind of looking for where's that kickoff in the comic book industry that leads us away from summer into fall, that kind of reinvigorates, kind of reignites our passion, not just for collecting and reading comic books, but for the signatures, the conventions. Like Heroes Con was amazing, but like That's one of the biggest, quietest, most chill, laid back, cool cons I've ever been to.
It's San Diego. It's definitely San Diego.
That's gonna
San
be your
Diego's
kickoff?
crazy. Yeah,
San
right. It's
Diego-
San Diego's got to be the kickoff every year or is it the end? Maybe it's the end of the year. Maybe the kickoff is, San Diego's maybe the end of the year. Fantastic. What do they call that? The grand finale.
Yeah, I mean the community's got a lot of great, cool things to talk about, but I'm not quite seeing that same fervor or fire or energy that we saw the last couple seasons. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you
San.
I haven't got a chance to read this yet. I can't wait to read it. But this the talking and fervor around this series has got me excited.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Ryan. It only takes about 7 minutes to read it. Like seriously, it was fast.
I'm like, yes, I get this is gonna be a cool.
Oh,
series.
is this Sesame Street version?
What is it? What are these like?
That's the 1 in 25, right? 1 in 50. Blank. 1 in 100.
I didn't know they did like a Sesame Street one.
Yeah. Cover H. That's the Maria Wolf.
I'm not doing this like I did the Venom, though. I'm not getting every cover.
No, I'm basically buying and reading cover A's, and half my titles I'm waiting for trades now.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the ones I like now, not the ones I'm not trying to do a completion situation. That's tough. But I love that one.
Yeah.
That's a damn good cover.
Yeah. So.
If I see one on the shelf tomorrow, I'll grab one. I'll make it go with
just in case I didn't get mine because they ordered mine, but they said they're not sure if it's gonna come in or not. So
I'm excited because tomorrow's the first Wednesday. Actually, last Wednesday was the first Wednesday that my LCS was open up at their new location. How many LCSs do you hear about actually putting the time and energy and effort into expanding physical brick and mortar locations? Not a lot. There are some out there, but this is an LCS that's been established for well over 30 years, and they've only moved once in their entire history. And it's been a staple in this location for forever. Fanfare Comics in Kalamazoo, Michigan, moved across the street into a building like 4 times larger, if I remember that square footage correctly. I'm excited for them. That tomorrow will be the first time I get to stop by and see it.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'm geeking just thinking like, man, what if that Void Rivals is like the series that really takes off and it really does really well and it's able to like be something that like in 4 or 5 years we say, remember when that came out, how cool it was, and it's still cool.
I'm not jumping the gun and paying any high prices on the release days, the weeks after, or even a couple months after, because the reality of something like that carrying legs and having a movie or a streaming series support the value of the book 2, 3, 4 years from now doesn't seem super high. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying what it would take financially for them to create. It's got to be it's got to be an animated series, right?
But that's what they're. But the end of the recent Transformers movie lent itself to that story.
Did it really? I didn't see it.
Yeah, you didn't see the end. You haven't seen Transformers?
No, I stopped watching after like the second one.
No, the newest Transformers is. So I had a chance to go see either or to see Spider-Verse, Flashpoint, or Transformers. I was gonna pick one of those ones to see, and I was like, well, I'm already a little bit late on Spider-Verse, and Transformers was kind of new in the theater, and Flashpoint was just releasing. I'm gonna go see Transformers because I still see it in IMAX, and I was glad I did because that was if it wasn't the best Transformers they put out, it was in the top 2.
Really?
And it lends itself to that series because the end scene credits lends itself to that series.
I'd be interested in sitting down and watching it. Then it's got to be on streaming media at some point coming up in the future.
Oh yeah, and that's and I'll tell you. Did you see Bumblebee?
No.
See, Bumblebee was really cool too because it gave you some of that G1 Transformer action at the beginning where they're on Cybertron, and that was like everything I wanted to see in Transformers was in the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee. And I was like, God, I wish they would just do a series like that. And if they
I'm not saying that stuff's not going to be good, but I'm hearing a lot of great energy from fans. But I'm not hearing that same energy from the broader world out there that would support a movie franchise that we would normally need to see for like a 1 in 100 continue to rise and become like a modern book with long legs. You know what I mean?
I think the movie itself is poo-pooed by folks who are casual and tired of seeing the old ones, and it's going to be a surprise. Like, wow, why did we not see it sooner? Because they're so used to what Transformers would look like and felt like, and this feels so much better.
You got me interested in seeing it now.
The Unicron stuff was awesome. The Unicron stuff was cool. I mean, I get goosebumps talking about the Transformers. I'm excited about Transformers as I was about like Venom.
I love Ryan. I love it when Ryan's excited, man. You start going off the hook. I love it.
Yeah, I get all like Jojo the Indian monkey boy.
But you know what that's going to leave us with?
Uma single?
I love it now. I love it. Ryan kicking that off.
Oh yeah.
What you got, McClay?
Tomorrow, we've got the Wednesday night review show, and it's going to be a big show. We'll have the market report at the end of the show, of course, and we are going to have Sean Hudachko from Comics Elite come on the show tomorrow to talk about Comics Elite, but more importantly, talk a little bit or a lot about what's going on right now with AI comic art. There's a big hullabaloo going on behind the scenes with artists getting caught using AI art for their covers.
Wow.
Yeah, and also comic artists getting accused for using AI art in their covers when they didn't. So it's a big topic behind the scenes and a lot of drama. So comic book drama alert tomorrow is going to be crazy. So come hang out with us, join us. The way we're going to do it a little different. It's just going to be me and Sean for the first part of the show. We're going to start the show a little early, but it's just going to be me and Sean talking about the AI drama. And then about an hour into the show, we're going to bring in the roundtable of co-hosts and open it up to their questions and to the viewers' questions through the call-in line on Discord. So you guys can call in with your questions and ask us, what our thoughts are. Ask Sean what his thoughts are on stuff, and talk to the owner of Comics Elite and a big retailer and a big part of the comic books industry.
That's Sean.
Celebrated his 100,000th shipped Shopify order today, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
I've met Sean a couple times in person. Awesome human, very cool guy, great supporter, or super big supporter of the military and veterans within the community, the comic book collecting community. Sean's really cool. I can't wait. Hopefully I get to make some time to watch that live, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting. So we're going to do things a little early tomorrow. So if you guys are fans of Beyond Wednesdays and what we do over there, you might want to show up a little early, but it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the drama report, then it's definitely one of the little series. It's definitely one of the series that is fun to watch on McClay's channel there.
Yeah, it's very interesting, man.
Well, my own Mastingo, I will lend it to the request of seeing El Poopy.
El Poopy?
Hello, puppy.
What's his name?
This is Arlo. The Arlo Express.
It's good coloring. Look at that coloring. Holy cow.
Yeah. So whenever my wife found someone that was selling some pooches or whatever, we had to put a dog down recently, and it was one of the pooches that she's had since she was for a long time before I met her. And so I was like, well, yeah, you can get you something. She picked this guy out, and she picked one of the other ones out, and they were kind of saying that this was a small or a runt, or they didn't think that this was going to be a good dog or something. I don't know. They were trying to naysay for us to pick this one. I was like, no, that's the one I want, because look at the colors on that. The colors are so cool. Look at his little colors. He looks cool. He looks like he got like a little choppy haircut.
Yeah.
So he like runs around the house, and he kind of funny because he'll run and then he'll like kind of scoot his butt sideways when he's running.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a Schnauzer, which I still don't see Schnauzer in it,
No.
but it's Schnauzer is what they say. But we'll see probably when it grows a little bit older. But it's Arlo. The name is from that movie, Good Dinosaur.
Yeah.
And so that's where my wife helped pick the name, and the kids helped pick his name. I wanted to go for Hook. I wanted to call him Hook, but and just I don't know why I came up with Hook, but they went with Arlo, so I was like, that's cool. And then just because she's here, hold on. This is the dog that I've had forever. I was showing pooches here. This is Baka.
That's cool. Chewy, huh?
Chewbacca. Let's say hi, Baka.
I like the mohawk look.
It naturally grows like that. It's crazy.
Really? You don't cut it?
No, she's always had a little mohawk on her head. And so
let me see her. Hold on, let me see her.
Yeah, she's like always had a little mohawk on her hair on her head. And so we just always kept her like that. And she got that big old overbite or underbite or something like that. So I was like, I don't want a dog. My wife, when we were dating, she's like, look at this one. And I was like, yeah, I'll take that dog. She's been a great pooch though, for sure.
That's like the second or third time I've seen Arlo, and every time you pull Arlo up when we're backstage or on camera or something like that, I always think of like a Swiffer pad that's been used and is completely like fuzzed out. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like.
Attach a broomstick and just slide them around all over the floor.
Yeah, they acquire a lot of work, but they're great. They give back what you put into them for sure.
Yes, there's nothing better than dogs, man. They're the best.
Sure. I agree.
The puppies are definitely, like you said, their work, but man, the love that they give, that dogs give back to us, is unmeasurable.
Yeah,
unconditional. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Sorry, so that's why I keep getting up and all this stuff like that. So
ain't no
he ate through 4 cords while I was sitting here last time. He was here running around and ate through 4 cables. I ended up having to get like new cables for my computer and for everything else because he chewed through them. So Arlo,
that's terrible, but funny.
Yeah.
Well, as we close out, my one more thing is I need a huge favor for everybody watching this on the replay and watching live is to please head over to Instagram and subscribe to sub up Encased in Comics right there at the top. Encased Comics, sorry, because I'm not the first person to discover this product that Encased Comics is doing, and I won't be the last. But man, I am in love with this, and they just got a shipment in. And what is it? I'll show you guys here. He doesn't have a lot of pictures on his IG about it, but you can check out the website. And there's Robert Kirkman on everybody's social feeds. But they have clear right here. These clear UV protected CGC PGX graded frames. I've got one actually in hand. Was given as part of it's going to be for the part of a community giveaway here on one of the live shows. And I'm actually checking it out, and I loved it so much that I bought a couple more coming in for my private collection, for my own collection at home here. And yeah, it's not the first time we found something that'll hold a comic book. It's not the first time that, something is UV protected. The slabs are UV protected, but this is literally the most clean cut professional way of hanging a slab I've ever seen. It's the bougiest of bougie. Like, no joke. This thing is extremely clear, well cut. It's got the hanger built in on the back. It comes with little rubber feet on the bottom as standoffs for your wall. This is like, I mean, I've enjoyed what other companies have put out, and I think it works really well, but this is next level. This is the future for my collection of displaying like my bougie slabs. Yeah. Like for my Ahsoka wall or the Kanto wall or something like this. Yeah. And these are affordable, $30 for one.
you imagine having a whole wall just like back to back, and then when you put light behind them, I bet they would light up really awesome.
That's another reason why I was really looking at this is potentially doing some sort of LED lighting around the backside so it lights up the slab.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, you guys, I wish you guys could see this in person on how extremely crystal clear this is.
It looks
check out my Instagram post from just a couple of days ago where I show you the difference of what I used to put slabs in as far as the old the wood frames that I have custom made or had custom made in the past. This thing is immensely clearer than that museum quality glass that was on there beforehand. And the wood frame was dark. I always picked those darker wooden frames, and I couldn't believe how much more the comics pop out of these things. So please go give. What's that?
For graded books, correct?
Yes. Not only is it for graded books, but he is going to be doing a case for raw books too.
To keep like that are inside of probably like a backing board or something like that.
So yeah, so it just slides right out the bottom. It's super secure. It's not overly tight. It's not loose. It's a perfect fit. It's not going to come undone. The hanger's done really well. It's for the quality of product or the value of product that you get out, $30. You're going to get every penny in value. And I cannot believe I'm not going to stop taking pictures of my slabs and these things. I'm excited for the Ahsoka book to come back. Clone Wars 1 to come back and display it in this. That's essentially, I found him on TikTok and I'm like, I need this for this Clone Wars 1 that's coming back. And started talking to him and ordered some for my own collection. And the one we have here will go out as a community giveaway. And if we can get this to work really quick.
That's cool.
I love seeing these do things like that. I think it's it makes it's good because there's so many, it's so difficult to display things.
Yeah. Well, not only can it be difficult to display things, but to display things really, really well too. Like this is, I've always been that one that's kind of got my own pinky out in my collection. I like the bougie of bougie when it comes to my collection. I can't afford a $40,000 Golden Age slab, but what I can afford is some killer modern age stuff that I absolutely love. And this guy is doing it. So follow Encased Comics. Tell him ComicManAndy sent you. You can follow him on TikTok. You can follow him on Instagram. He might even have a YouTube channel, but indie friendly, small business. He's a collector and a reader himself. CBCS and CDC dealer as well, exclusives.
Yeah,
really cool guy. Really cool guy. I've been talking with him on the side for about a week or two now.
I like because it puts the graded comics in there. I've been using the Gator Guards, and I think they're really cool to display things. But I like that it has a built-in tab because the tab that I have to get a one that's like that you put onto the back of it. But that's cool that's built into it.
I've always used like what's that double-sided 3M Velcro stuff.
This is what I've been using, like something like that's like it's like a double-sided, it's like a tab so that it hangs.
Yeah, and those adhesives will get old over time.
Yep, and they've dropped. I've had one drop down the wall and destroy whatever was below it.
You can order 2 packs for $56. So he's even given a little bit of a price break for multiple ones. 5 packs. Right now, the new CBCS cases don't fit in the standard. You got to order the large frame, but he gives that option for the same price. It looks like the larger one. So yeah, really cool stuff. I'm preparing to sit down and finish recording like a full review on it that I can post to YouTube and TikTok and Instagram as a 3-minute or less reel and video. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I'm not going to sit here and tout something I'm not in love with. And if I'm same thing, my channel, my brand, my friends, I'm not going to come on here and tout something that I think is junk or garbage. Yep. I'm absolutely in love with this. And I think at $30, you get every bit of value for what's here. It is super professionally done, even to the laser engraving of the logo on the back. And I can't wait to see what he does going forward with raw books, and potentially, I'd like to poke his little poke him a little bit about laser engraving some custom stuff too. I think the boys at Hive Comics have something custom done, don't they, McClay?
Yeah, they have I don't know if they work with the same guy or if they work with the same supplier, but they have similar type stuff that they do with those.
Yeah, so they are they using encased comics for those and then getting them custom done, engraved?
I don't know if they're using them if they're using encased comics, but I don't know if encased comics has the same supplier. Maybe they're both going to the same supplier. Maybe there's a big supplier in China that makes those and
I'm sure
reaches
there's
out.
a patent on that. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, multiple people doing next generation, next level care quality items for the community. That's a good thing. I stumbled on Encased Comics.
Yeah.
He sent a freebie for the community giveaway for me to check out, and I ordered 2 more for my own collection. Whether it's Encased Comics or Hive, will support everybody in the community that's putting out a quality product like this. And then I'll do a review for Encased Comics and make sure that this one gets sent out in the community, because we're going to be doing that 2,000 subscriber giveaway at some point. We're going to be piling a bunch of stuff together for one big winner and then doing 2 other winners as well. But that's one my cool. One really, really long one more thing was that case, and I'm in love with it.
Awesome. I'm definitely, thanks for sharing it, because I'm definitely going to try to pick up one of those too.
Yeah.
That's a heartbreaker.
Commander strips, that's it. The adhesive will eventually go bad, and I think this is just the next level of when I put a slab up, I'm not using commander strips anymore. I'm using those IKEA like photo shelves, so that the only thing that's really going to knock them off is like the house shaking, essentially. Yeah, you just get really connected to your collectibles and your slabs and stuff. And you don't want them to fall apart.
Yes, you're right. You're correct. And you like to display them. We should like to display them, Yeah. It's better to put them up on walls than it ever will be to keep them in a
box for life.
shove them into a box. Exactly.
Breed one, collect one, display one. That's where my collection's stuck. 2-3 copies of everything, so I can read one, collect one, and display one, or something like that. Man, I don't want to end the show, but it's time to go. You can't stay. You don't have to leave, but you can't stay here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Deuces.
Until next week, gentlemen, thank you, McClay and Ryan, for spending some time tonight. I can't wait for tomorrow night with Beyond Wednesdays and the podcast, and I can't wait, Ryan, to talk to you some more behind the scenes. And that's it, guys. Have a great week, right?
Much love.
See you around.
See y'all tomorrow.
Double up, double up, double up. The money a color, color. Excuse me while I change. The roller buggy has made me sweaty.